Lights out, place packed, chilling out with the crew in the way back.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I actually just moved out on my own and I'm super excited. It's been a goal of mine for almost 2 years and I'm so thrilled to finally be living on my own. I have an awesome roommate and I'm super excited for this journey. For today's video, I just wanted to sit and talk with you guys about starting over and new beginnings and making a drastic change in your life and the steps that you can take to step out of your comfort zone. I believe that the only way that we can ever truly grow is if we're stepping out of our comfort zone and trying new things and switching things up, because it can be really scary to step out of your comfort zone and take a risk and do something even though you know it's going to be good for you to step out of your comfort zone. It can be hard to actually take that leap. So for today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on the things I did and the actions I took to drastically change my life in a very short period of time. So if you're interested in that, then just keep watching. Okay, so for me, the first thing I did when I realized I really wanted to start over with a fresh start and a new beginning, one of the very first things I did was to write down my top 3 goals. It could be the top 3 areas of your life that you are looking to change. This really helped me get clear on what exactly I wanted. I obviously have a lot of goals for my life. I have a lot of things that I want to do and dreams and everything that I want to accomplish. But if you're focusing on everything, you're not really putting all of your energy into anything. Get really clear on what you're looking for, get really clear on the things you're looking to accomplish, so that when it happens, you can say, oh yeah, I definitely did it. It's 100% without a doubt, you've done it. That's how clear it should be. My next tip is a little cheesy, but it really made a difference for me. So my next tip is to get inspired. Whether it's going on Pinterest and creating a secret board or going on WeHeartIt. I feel like WeHeartIt kind of has more of an inspirational feel to it. So I personally used WeHeartIt to find images that represented what I would feel like when I lived in my own place. That was kind of the first goal on my list, was to live in my own place. I found pictures of apartments that I loved or just decor that I loved, and I created an apartment board. Find images that represent what it is that you're trying to accomplish. The other thing you want to do with this, along with getting inspired, is making sure that it's somewhere where you'll see it. I had my collection on WeHeartIt, and then I also had pictures in my planner. I had written it down in my bullet journal. I had it literally everywhere, and I wanted it to always kind of be in the back of my mind. My next tip is to act as if it's already happening, and I know this can be easier said than done. So for me, I struggled with this for a long time. It took me a while to get used to how this part worked. It's definitely something that you have to practice to get better at. The idea here is that you want to act as if whatever you want is already a part of your life. So for me, what that looked like when I was setting the goal of wanting to live on my own, what I did was I would go on Urban Outfitters and I would search for dishes or decor or furniture, and I would just be like, oh, I'm gonna put this in my apartment. Oh, this is gonna go in my apartment. This is going in my apartment. And it got me really excited, and it made me feel like I already had an apartment that I was furnishing and decorating, even though I was nowhere near that point at the time that I started doing that. I didn't have a roommate at the time. I didn't have any place that I was looking at, nothing. So that is something that got me into the feeling of it already being in my life way before it actually was. My 4th tip is to find the good, not the bad. So I know it can be really easy, especially for me. Sometimes I do tend to have more of a negative outlook, and I'm thinking about all the things that I don't want in my life, like, oh man, I wish I could change this, or oh man, this sucks. Like, man, I wish I could change this part of my life. And that's all I think a lot of times we focus on, is wanting to change this thing rather than being grateful. And I noticed when I started to try and change my thinking to, okay, I want to live somewhere else, but for right now, this is great. When I was still living at home, I mean, I was still grateful for those things while I was wanting to move out. The important thing here is that you're being thankful for what's already in your life, and that makes you feel good anyway, so it's really a win-win. My last and final tip, and this is going to sound like such an overgeneralization, but it's so important. When you finally get to a point where you are about right there to your goal and you've almost got it and you can see it, you know, for me, what this looked like was we had found this amazing apartment we both absolutely loved, and we had gone on the tour and we had talked about signing the lease, and I freaked out. I was so scared. I was like, oh man, am I ready for this? Is this really what I want? Is this really the right location? Is this the right place? Is this the right time in my life? There's so many things that your mind will try to tell you because it is stepping out of your comfort zone. So when you get to that point that you're about to reach that goal, your mind will try to talk you out of it. My mind was like, nope, I can't do this. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm just gonna stay living at home. I'm gonna keep saving up. I'm not gonna do it. So that's the critical point. This is the biggest part of this whole thing. You have to just feel that fear and do it the hell anyway. When you get over that initial fear and panic mode, it is the best feeling ever when you finally realize that that goal or that change or that big move in your life actually happened. It's so awesome. That's my biggest tip, is that when things get scary, when you're getting to that point that you're about to break through that with that new growth and that new change in your life, and your mind tries to give you every single reason to talk you out of it, it's so important to keep going and do it anyway. So those are my 5 top tips on how to manifest and accomplish your goals. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this added something and that you can use it to apply to a goal that you're working towards or a dream that you're working towards. I am going to be filming an upcoming apartment tour. I'm super excited about it. It's a video that I've wanted to do for a very long time since I first started thinking about moving out. So I'm excited to show you guys. Once we get everything decorated, I will show you guys an apartment tour. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.